All I want in the spring and summer months are recipes that evoke the nature of the seasons. Recipes that hearken to the abundance that you find in these months of the year. Today, we're baking a lemon elderflower pound cake that is evocative of this time of year and will sure be a crowd pleaser, whether it's at the office, at your next gathering, for a holiday, for Mother's Day. Whenever you make this pound cake, you are sure to have people lining up, wanting to try it. So why don't you hop in with me, get in my kitchen, and let's make some lemon elderflower pound cake. Do you want the recipe for this video? Check down in the description box. The link for it will be down below. And if you like this video, hit the like button, ding that notification bell, and subscribe for more recipe videos just like this one. We love having you join us every week here on our channel. So before starting on making the batter, I want to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 degrees. So by the time my cake is ready, my oven will also be ready. To a small bowl, I am going to combine my salt, my baking powder, and my all-purpose flour together, and I'm just gonna fork it through so the salt and the baking powder are evenly distributed. And then we're just gonna set this aside while we work on our wet ingredients. Now to a large mixing bowl, we're going to add in our sugar, and we're gonna crack in 3 eggs. Next, we're gonna beat this together. I'm gonna use an electric mixer. You can use your stand mixer. You could do this by hand. I don't recommend. If your butter is not fully at room temperature, it'll make it really hard for the batter to come together, but this will make it just go a little bit faster. Now, I have been beating my egg and sugar mixture for about 3 to 4 minutes on high. You're looking for a very pale primrose yellow. You'll see the mixture will also have kind of doubled in volume. We're kind of working with 2 leavening agents. You have the baking powder in your dry mix, but then the eggs also act as a natural leavener. So by beating in all of that air, you're helping the eggs to perform their other function here, which is not to just add moisture and help bind your cake together, but it also is adding that lift. This will thicken up for sure. It's not going to thicken up to say like the consistency of buttercream, but you want to see visible ribbons as your mixer paddle or beaters are kind of going through the mixture. Now that the eggs and sugar are ready, we're going to add in our next set of ingredients, which are our elderflower, our vanilla, and our lemon zest. Now you are going to use lemon twice in this recipe. The first time will be the batter itself, which is the lemon zest, and then the second time will be in your glaze. So now that we have our lemon zest, I'm going to add that in with our elderflower and the rest of our egg and sugar mixture and give this a mix. And lastly, before we add our flour and our heavy cream, we'll add in our butter. Now, if your mixture looks curdled after adding the lemon zest and the elderflower, don't worry, don't freak out, do not throw it away. That's normal, it can happen. It'll all come together once the flour is incorporated into the batter. I'm now going to mix in my room temperature butter. Now that our butter has been incorporated into our batter, we're going to add our flour mixture and our heavy cream to the batter. We're not going to add either set of those ingredients in all at once. We're going to do them in stages. So we're going to break up the flour into 3 parts and then the heavy cream into 2 parts. We're going to sandwich the heavy cream with flour on either side. In goes some of our flour. We'll give it a mix. We'll add half of our cream, another third of our flour, the rest of our cream, and then the remaining third of our flour. And before I transfer this to my prepared loaf tin, I'm just going to run my spatula just around the edges of the bowl and make sure all of the flour is incorporated into the batter. I also want to avoid over mixing, so I'll always stop my electric mixer a little bit before everything is incorporated, just so I don't end up with a tough cake because of overly formed gluten strands. I have a prepared loaf tin here, and I'm just going to drop my cake batter right on in here. I have a parchment sling. It'll help ensure that the cake comes out of the loaf after it's cooked, nice and easy. I'm gonna throw this into my preheated oven and we'll anxiously wait for our cake to bake. But while we do, let's make the glaze. While our cake bakes, which should take about 50 to 60 minutes, depending on your oven and the size of your loaf pan, we're going to make our lovely lemon elderflower glaze for the top of the cake. I do recommend checking on the cake about every 20 minutes or so just to see how it's faring and baking, especially in that last 20 minutes. You might find that your cake cooks a little bit faster than the 50 to 60 minutes, depending on the calibration of your oven. I've gone ahead and juiced a reserved lemon, but to get our glaze started, in a small sauce pot, we're going to melt some butter and some sugar together. And we're going to let that sugar and butter come together. The butter is going to brown, it's gonna get a little bit nutty. You'll smell it. It'll be absolutely delicious. Once our butter sugar mixture gets nice and golden brown, we'll add in our lemon juice, salt, and then off heat, we'll add our elderflower and our vanilla bean paste. You can use extract if you don't have vanilla bean paste, but never imitation. Now I'm gonna add in my salt, my lemon juice, and now that I've added my lemon juice, I want my mixture to thicken back up so it gets that glazy, syrupy texture. So and let some of that liquid cook off. And then off heat, I'll add my elderflower and my vanilla. In goes our vanilla and our elderflower. Now, as the glaze cools, it will continue to thicken up, which is fantastic. So by the time your cake comes out of the oven, and you're ready to glaze it, it should be nice and thick and perfect for that final flourish. The timer just went off, cake's ready. Let's pull it out of the oven and let's get to glazing. There are a couple different ways to glaze your cake. If you want more of a lemon drizzle style effect, then using a metal or bamboo skewer, you're going to poke some holes directly into the cake. You want to do this while the cake is warm as well, so that way you have maximum penetration from your glaze into your cake. And you can either pour the glaze onto the cake or you can use a pastry brush. I want to not only have glaze on the inside of my cake, but I also want glaze on the top of my cake, so I am going to reserve a little bit back just so I can brush that over the top, so that way I end up with a wonderfully shiny top. And this glaze isn't opaque, so you're not looking to have a kind of white style icing that you would find with the powdered sugar style glaze or icing. If you want to use all of the glaze, it'll give you a nice like squidgy drizzle, like lemon drizzle cake kind of texture, or you can just use some of the glaze, whether that's just on top or also inside the cake. It's really up to you as to how much additional sweetness and flavor you want to add onto your pound cake. And once the cake has fully cooled, we will slice into it, and we're also going to decorate it with just a couple of edible flowers because I love a garnish, and edible flowers are so pretty. Our cake is fully cooled. I've removed it from the loaf pan and from the little parchment sling. I have my edible flowers here, and you can find these now at most grocery stores, at Safeway and Whole Foods and things of that nature. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of glaze to the sides of your cake, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm gonna do that to mine right now. And I'm just going to add just a little bit more glaze on top here, just so that way my flowers can stick without any issues. Now, these are fully edible flowers. These are violas. You can grow them. They're super easy flowers to grow. They're also perennials, so they come back year on year. Or other options for edible flowers, if you're gonna go this route, marigolds, nasturtiums, pansies are also really great. I do not recommend anything that has like a super heavy allium bite, like a chive blossom. I'd stay away from a chive blossom. But yeah, this just makes our cake fun and summery and festive, and edible flowers, in my opinion, are one of the easiest ways to make anything look cheerful. I think I may have added too many flowers now. Let's cut into this. I've gone ahead and sliced up some slices of our cake. Let's give this a try. I'm so excited. It's light, not too dense, nice and buttery because it's a pound cake. And at the same time, you just get that hint of the elderflower, and then you have that zing from the lemon, and they balance each other out really well with the butteriness of the cake. Because let's face it, pound cake, as delicious as it is, it can be a bit heavy sometimes, and this is anything but. Can't stop eating this. There you have it. This absolutely wonderful, easy, beginner-friendly pound cake just for you. That hint of elderflower both in the glaze and inside the cake, paired with that zingy lemon, you cannot beat it. I hope you try this recipe, and if you do, please tag us at Salt and Honey on Instagram, or drop us a comment down below and let us know how you've enjoyed making this recipe. If you like recipes just like this one, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for joining me today in my kitchen. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!